Done. But before we get into the logistics of the presentation, I want to tell you about how Delivered and Done formed. So this is my grandparents right over here, and for the past year and a half, they've been sending me care packages every month or so. Some of them are themed seasonally, some of them are about the holidays that we celebrate, but they always bring us really close together and have always given us a talking point. I've been sending them letters, like snail mail. It's been really great, and that's what I want to bring to the rest of the families that we get to meet in college. And that's part of our mission statement. We strive to help eliminate the negative effects of distance between loved ones, which is such a hard thing when you're in college, but that's what I'm attempting to accomplish. So for those of you who don't know about my care packages, here's just a few examples. We have a birthday candy bouquet, a relaxation box, a cravings crate, and a few others. So this quarter, I'm wanting to address 3 major questions. Who am I really competing against? What do my students want? And how can I make my new Easter basket appeal to students? So this is my target customer, the student. They're super stressed out. They honestly just want to get the hell out of here. But before they did, I wanted to ask a few questions about the type of content they get on Instagram, as well as if they celebrate Easter, what really comes out to them. And from that, I found a few subs and alts that are related to our subscription boxes. In particular, the Freshman Fun Box has a pretty interesting Instagram account, to say the least, but I've written them off as a competitor after this quarter. A new one, Swag You, is a little bit intimidating, and I'll explain them in just a minute. So the Freshman Fun Box started out looking intimidating because they had around 4,000 followers, which is pretty big for this super niche market. Some story highlights, a lot of posts, but as we get into it, we realize that their average is only about 20 likes. It gets a little bit higher when you get into their content creation, and exponentially higher once they post a semi-relatable meme, but it's honestly not a threat to me after this quarter. My new focus is Swag You, which I found on the Gonzaga University website. This homepage, as you can see, is all food. So I went to their package plans thinking I would get something more interesting, and it was just 7 different types of food. So at that point, I reached out to Gonzaga asking them if I could even pay to have like an ad on their parent newsletter, anything like that. I mentioned I was student run. I did not mention Swag You whatsoever. They sent me an email back outlining that they had been working for Swag You for 8 years and were not planning on changing. It would not give me any space in their newsletter, which makes me think that there's some sort of contract going on there. I'm going to explore that next quarter. As far as prototypes go, this is that Instagram that I've been working on with H&E Public Relations, and passed around are my main box and my s'mores box. And the main box had 3 different iterations. It first started out with the wooden basket that's also being passed around, which ended up being impractical and too small for the amount of things I've been wanting to do with it. Then I went to a tote, which people said felt like I was giving them a disorganized box of junk, and it didn't really fit the model. So now it's being passed around. On that top lid, we're going to put like some stickers, some cutouts, and maybe a sweet little message to just give it a personal touch. As far as cost, my profits are going to be pretty minimal for this. That's because I'm wanting to create this Easter box purely promotionally. I want to get the word out that even though we aren't commitment-based, people don't have to feel like they need to buy it for every single holiday, and just get the word out there that we're here and we can make this a really personal experience. As far as my traction, I've been doing a lot of competition research and content creation this quarter. As far as the Instagram launch and the Easter basket launch, I've been doing prototyping in between, and next quarter I'll be working on partner reach out. This is my team. I'm still currently working with my mom, Amy, who does prototyping and outreach in Spokane, and I've been partnering with H&E Public Relations this quarter. So what's going on next quarter is I'm looking for you, for your creative friends, and for all of your favorite local shops. I'm wanting to make this a really cool student-run, student-creative, enhanced box and give off all those Bellingham vibes that we all know and love. So that is my presentation for Delivered and Done. Thank you guys so much. Questions, comments, concerns? Yes?
You're so professional when you present. I absolutely love it.
Thank you so much.
I would, like, the way that you present makes me like, oh yeah, I'll just buy whatever.
Thank you.
That's like,
I'm glad
it's really
I'm
well done.
convincing.
I mean, I can tell you practiced. Yeah, I love your idea, and I love what you're, giving out to people. What I'd love to see is a little bit more, because I feel like, just like any experience I've had with parents going to view boxes, they want to put their own personal notes in there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it would be really cool if, like, on your box, and there'd be like a place where you just take a note. Somehow to like really showcase that personal aspect, because I think every student's getting the same box. It lacks that like the part that like the parents like, oh, I want to do something
Yeah.
special for my kid, you know, like, so I think like if you could, make it somehow that you can really, parents can really put a personal aspect in, I think that'll like really sell it. So I don't know what that exactly will look like, but I'd love to see a little more.
No, that's
about
great.
that.
I wish I had another 5 minutes to talk
Yeah,
just
yeah.
about it, because I actually, for a lot of them, they can put in a personal note, and then I do like a handwritten like birthday card with whatever the parents wanted to say and stuff like that. But I definitely want to expand on that parent personal touch.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Do you have an option for students or the parents, the customer, to choose like specific items they want and don't want in a box?
It depends on the box. For the birthday ones, those are the most customizable because you don't really want to get candy that you don't like. But for things like the Easter one, it's not customizable at this point. I want to make it more customizable in the future, but just inventory-wise, I can't buy anything wholesale if, if everybody wants something different. But that is something I'm looking forward to bringing back in the future. Yeah.
I really liked all of your presentation. I thought it was really great.
Yeah.
I had a question about your target market. You had mentioned that the kind of struggling college student is really who you're going after with what's inside of the boxes, but as far as getting people or parents more specifically to buy the boxes, how are you going about that?
Yeah, so my target market as far as the buyer, which is normally the parent or grandparent, I've been looking at that, and most of the people that have responded really positively and would pay the most for it are people who are somewhere around the middle class who their first child is going to college or their first grandchild, so it's that first heartache, really. And I'm looking into exploring more about what that means for, going down the line with that or finding more affordable options for people who aren't in that middle class mix. But for right now, that is my primary target market for buyers.
I think it's really cool that you're like targeting like something specific for right now. I think like for scaling and stuff, I'd love to see like other types of packages, so maybe not just for holidays, but also things like so I delivered a package to a friend. It's like that just went through a breakup, and so I like had to figure out all the things to put in it, and like really went to like Pinterest and stuff. So I was like trying to figure out like things to put in a box, and I think it would be really cool to see like if you could do at some point also look into like your availability for a customer that is maybe another student or someone who's got like a long distance friend, a long distance relationship. I think that's another like strong target market as well. And it may be a little outside of what you're doing right now, but I think it's really cool to find like, because you're targeting students, like a cheaper box you could send to, a friend across the country.
You're tapping into like all of these things that I had up in my head, so that's awesome. Yeah.
I'm not sure if you would know this, but have you considered like any seasonal options that cater to
Yeah.
fall, winter?
So right now, all of the boxes, minus the like customized ones, like the Easter and the birthday ones, all come out for finals week and midterms week. So you can choose if it's a semester system or a quarter system. And in that way, we do theme it a little bit. Like the relaxation box will include like fall type soaps and stuff like that. As far as actual seasons, not yet, but that sounds like a very good idea that I'd want to look into. Yeah.
So someone asked about target markets, which I thought was really important because right now you have a niche market, which is awesome. But I also know that one slide where you're showing someone who's just like, I also know some people that may want a package that may not be feeling that way. They may not be feeling that same pain, and they may be receiving a different type of gain. So something I would recommend is like really thinking about other types of people, because with me, and I don't know if anyone else relates to this, but I went to camp when I was young, and care packages, that was lit. That was one of the best moments, is just to get this care package from your family and to open it. And sometimes your target market, they may not be frustrated, they may not be in need of what you're providing, but it's a story.
Yeah.
It's a thought that really makes them enjoy what they're opening in the first place. So I would recommend next quarter maybe thinking about how you can tap more into the story rather than the pain. Like obviously I'm saying definitely look into that pain, everyone. Definitely, please, for love of golly. But you know what I mean. is that sometimes when you have a niche market, you can expand it, vision to scale. So definitely think about the story that comes with it, because your project in particular, that's a story that comes in the box. And that's why Anna's sending my brother one right now, actually. So definitely think about that and maybe expanding, otherwise go into research and think about your niche market. Also, one other thing I'm gonna say about her project, she definitely demonstrated evidence-based entrepreneurship that everyone should definitely look into. When she talked about her prototype and when she showed that this was something I created, and then I found out this, and then I changed it to this, that's evidence-based entrepreneurship. That is post-prototype interviews. So I just want to elucidate that to everyone, because that was very powerful, and that showed that she's not just creating this product, she's creating something based on what the customer needs, based on the interviews, the evidence. So definitely think about that in the future as well, because that was great. And she also tapped into research, as you could tell from like what she said about her target market and what she said about like the pains. So definitely also think about that and broaden how you visualize your project, because she did evidence-based entrepreneurship. That was amazing.
Thank you.